right, we're going to play Turtle. And the Turtle is a game of the working memory, so you have to remember the rules. The only one from left to right is able to tell you the answer.
Fifth grade teacher, Cindy Payne, teaches math during her morning session. She uses a multi-step process to ease her students into the learning. First, a low-risk working memory math game meant to push her students' sluggish mind and body states into more active states.
Ready? Yellow is 4, multiples of 4. 4.
Yellow is 4, the multiple is 4. 4, 8.
Yellow is 4, multiple of 4. 4, 8, 12.
Yellow is 4 and the multiple of 4. 4, 8, 12. 16.
Orange is the multiple of 2. 2.
4 is the multiple of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
Orange is multiple of 2. 2, 4.
When the students are waiting for their turtle, they're actually mentally thinking about what they have to do. And then they're also looking at the other turtle that's going around. So when it hits their turn, that's why sometimes they'll stumble and they'll not know where the next number is supposed to be because they're already trying to think of the other side. And that is good. Working memory, to be able to have a different type of multitask going on, is healthy for them.
4.
Orange is the multiple of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16.
20.
Yellow is the multiple of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24.
Yellow is the multiple of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Very nicely done. I've been here for 12 years, and I've seen a lot of incidents and unfortunate happenings with their families. And I do know our culture is a very, it's an inner city setting. They're exposed to drugs and violence. But there's one thing that these kids have is resilience, and they have the eagerness to learn. I'm finding because of the chronic stress that they experience, their brains can't function as I would expect them to. So we work with Brain Gym. We work with, in our community, Aunt Minerva, which is another type of mental, logical thinking. The Turtles, which is recall. The skills that they need to do 2 or 3 or 4-step problems, especially with mathematics.
For a warm-up activity, Cindy directs the students to work together in their collaborative groups to solve a timed problem.
Write your numerical expression, solve the expression, box your answer, pin your paper on the blackboard. Are there any questions?
Wow.
So something like what we just did.
Yeah. There you go. Nicely done. Team 3, you're rocking. What's going on here?
1/5 times 3. No.
And then multiply by 3.
Nicely done. Make sure you have a numerical expression.
We do. And we
Oh, so I don't see it on here.
I know because you're right.
I need to see it on there. Are you writing out the answer too?
Yeah, the difference between
That's cool. I'll take it. What should you do next?
In the next activity, Cindy gets buy-in by having the groups compete against each other for a reward.
You must say the expression, explain what it says, solve the expression, and say the answer. The team that has all of them gets my Smarties. Okay? Now, it's a talker, so you need to make sure you're talking with your group. This is not something you can solve in your head and tell each team member what to do. Now, just to make sure, when you say the expression, you have got to be able to use it because what you're going to see is word form. So you need to make sure that you are saying the expression. When you are explaining it, you need to tell me or tell the class what it's telling you to do, what it's explaining for you to do. Then you are to solve the equation and say the answer. Now this is the clicker. One person says 1, the other person says 1, the next person says 1, and you say 1. So all 4 team members have to say it. So when you stand up, I try to give them positive reinforcement right off the bat. Because of the chronic stress that they experience, they can come in with a negative outlook. And as soon as you start pumping positive, there's no other way but positive to come out. So that's what we try to do. That's what I try to do.
I think the first thing for building attitudes is role model. Kids need to see what a great attitude looks like, sounds like. So as a teacher, if somebody gives you bad news and you go, ah, and you go in a big fit over it, and kids go, oh, that's what you do. You react. Instead of, what kids really need is they need somebody that says, oh, I wasn't expecting this. We can make this work. That's a good attitude.
Thank you, Sinead, because I know you are a good person to be involved. This is one group. This is one group. There you go.
Correct. That's what Elijah's trying to say. The last word. Right, so you have to have that as part of your equation, right? Because you're using penalties, right?
Team 3 was first. Team 1 was second. So we'll take 3 and 1 first. So everybody sit down. I find that in the past, I used to think the attitudes were something that they could change, something that they need to do before they come inside my door. But after reading Eric Jensen's book, I found that a lot of the attitude is me.
3 times 15 and 2 times 4.
And what does the "and" mean?
The next one.
Okay, but what does "and" mean? Because if I write "and" in here, that's not a numerical expression. What am I writing in there? So once I started recognizing to change how I look at my students now, and knowing that even though my expectations are high, I try to find a different avenue to reach that expectation.
Addition.
Yes. And finish?
4 times 2.
Okay, do I need anything else in there? Somebody else help him. Do I need anything in there? Elijah. What do I need?
Don't give the wrong answer. 8.
What's the answer?
53.
Is he correct?
Yes.
Team 3, you are correct. Nicely done. Smarties for you. When I read Eric Jensen's book, I actually felt confident with what I was reading. Because I was going, oh, I do that. And then I got to a chapter where it was 2 different teachers, and one teacher was saying, there's so much on our plate, and these kids aren't learning what they're supposed to do, and their attitudes are doing this and this. And I thought to myself, ooh. And then I read the other teacher, and this teacher was more engaging and recognizing that, well, my students are feeling good about themselves. Now, I hate to admit it, but I, on many occasions, was the first teacher. And so after reading that, I actually underlined it and wrote on there, this could have been me today. We need to understand where they're coming from, and that's where I take Eric Jensen's book to heart. Because from now on, I will make sure I understand their state of mind. But I think what really makes me a good teacher are my students. So that's exciting for me, and that's what I'll take from it.
Georgetown Elementary will continue to build on the progress they've made engaging students and building relationships.
I think in education, there's always things you want to improve upon because you're in a proactive mindset and you're looking, it's always, okay, what now? We've made this goal, what now can we do? And we really work a lot at knowing what our students need, but also knowing what our staff needs and understanding that we all have a piece of this pie and we all have to own it. And I think that's a big thing for us. So really just continuing to grow and